Quick gun people, if I say John Moses Browning, what's the third thing that comes to your mind? Ha, see, tricked you, I didn't say first. How you guys doing? Joe here. Joe is doing something on the Jiminy Show. Holy crap, I lost track of that intro, but I'm not starting over. Today we're taking a look at something made by John Moses Browning, who was a prolific gun designer. He helped design the 1911, created a lot of functions that are still in use today, such as the tilting locking action and a lot of other stuff that we don't have time to go into because I could tell a 4-hour story about him, so I'm not going to do that. We're going to take a look at something he designed, but died before he got to experience in the public hands. So, today we're taking a look at the Browning high-power chambered in 9mm. Clear. With the worst thing ever created. I do hate him for that. Magazine disconnects are horrible. But this is his brainchild. This was what he considered the perfect handgun. This came out in 1939. Unfortunately, he died in 1935, so that's why I said he died before he ever actually got to see it to come to fruition. This one is Daniel's. Daniel from Liberty Arms. Daniel, my friend. Daniel, my shooting buddy. The guy I hang out with all the time because I have no life. Yay! Check him out. Liberty Arms down in Harrisonburg, Virginia. They can hook you up. Stuff walks in all the time. He's had this for a long time, but stuff like this has walked in on occasion. So give him a shout. Say, hey man, do you have anything like this? And they can hook you up if they have it. Okay, paid the bills out of the way. Although they don't pay me anything. Pay me something. Wait, they let me borrow guns. Anyway, 1939, and it's a double stack 9mm handgun. That was unheard of at the time. You look at guns from the European theater, don't know why I said it that way, but guns like the Walther P1, single stack. There's a lot of guns out there. The G7, the Luger, all those guns, single stack. John Moses Browning saw the future and decided double stack was the way to go. A feature that stands even today. Even guns like the Glock 43X with their 10 rounders that can now take double stack 15 rounders. Well, stagger stack, you know what I mean. He was a visionary. But what he did with this handgun was he took a lot of things he didn't like out of the 1911 and kind of went like that, blew them away. Added things he thought were necessary or better, and then tried to get it manufactured. Again, he died before it was manufactured, but as you can tell, since I have one in my hands, they did actually sell, and they've been copied a great deal. Not quite as much as a 1911 or the Berettas or a couple other manufacturers. CZ75s are widely one of the most copied guns out there, but still a very heavily copied gun. Star made one, an Argentinian company makes one, but this is an actual Browning. Not one of the third-party ones. Pretty nice condition. Original bluing. Does have upgraded sights because this was Daniel's carry piece for many, 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 many years. But he's recently changed up, and now he carries a bazooka. Try him. Cocked and locked, as most handguns should be. Very heavy hammer, I don't know why. But this one has ambi safeties. I don't remember if it had them originally. This one had a safety issue where it wouldn't engage the safety for a while, so he stopped carrying it, sent it to Browning. Browning fixed it, and now it works good. Giant external slide lock, slide release. I think that's just a design element, something for easier for takedown because you can take it off really easy. On this side, you do have an external extractor, which is different from the 1911, but the overall feel, close your eyes, pick up a 1911, you'll see that a lot of things like the grip angle is similar to one with the rear main spring housing hump. However, you don't have things like the grip safety get in your way. This is a single action, not a double action to single action or a double action gun, which means when you pull the trigger, it is one-time firing unless you have a loaded magazine. World's most hated feature in a handgun, magazine disconnect, means I have to put in a magazine in order to do this. And once you do that, the gun is dead. A couple of things on this particular one. Listen. Even though the hammer is reset, no sound or click when you reset it. It does feel very nice when you pull the trigger though. Probably 5.5 pounds on this one. These are upgraded grips, I believe. I don't think these were the original grips. He liked to change the grips a lot, so I don't know. But overall, extremely good condition. You can see how well he took care of it. Very nice crowning there on the barrel. 9mm, as I said, so one of the most popular calibers even today. And this was his carry piece for a long time. Obviously, we moved on in modern days. This held 13 at the time. And you're looking here at a 13 round mag for this guy. SIG 365, as you can see, it's empty. But size-wise, it's much smaller. So, obviously, today's day and age, we are into the micro poos that you can hide in your hand. But back in the day, you carried a full-size gun and you were proud of it. We'll be taking a look at that at another day. I've already told you multiple times in multiple videos what I think about magazine disconnects. However, I will forego that for the rest of this. He has multiple mags. This one does not release free. I can't remember if that was a feature on a Browning. I think it was, where it just releases enough to grab. Again, this is an earlier example, so please put down in the comments if you know. And then let's go ahead and take her apart. To do that, number one, I like to lock it open since it's a heavy slide. Make sure that she's empty. Boom, boom, boom. Then you bring it back all the way so that it locks into this notch back here. So you see you have your safety notch when the hammer is engaged. You bring it all the way back here to this second notch, which is not the takedown, or not the slide lock slide release notch, because that's back here. So you can lock it back using the safety. When you do that, you're going to push on the pin from the other side. This one's very stiff. Trying to do it without grabbing anything metal because I don't want to scratch his frame. Once you do that, you just pull it out. As you can see, it looks just like a 1911 style, just bigger and fatter. Hold it back, drop the safety, and release the top. You don't have to pull the hammer or trigger, so the hammer can stay where it is. Once you've done that, take your guide rod, which is not captive, so be careful, you could shoot it across the room, which does have the link integrated into the guide rod, which is slightly different. Actually, that is not the link. I apologize. This uses the cam style, or the dropping block, without the swinging link like the 1911 has. However, it does lock up on lugs. A lot of guns that have this style, a la Glocks and that SIG over there, use the chamber or the ejection port to lock up the top, and then the barrel drops, tilts, and then you can slide the slide back. You can see it has been used. You see some wear in there from the lugs, but overall it's held up extremely well. Very simple design. It's not a yoke trigger like on the 1911. It's slightly different, but as you can see in there, it's very basic. Trigger on this side releases the spring. Hammer go forward, hit make back of firing pin to make boom and make thing go kabop-bop. Technical term, I'm patenting that, kabop-bop, for your firearms. Yeah, it's like a half-length guide rod, just like a 1911. Has a closed end and an open end on the spring, so pay attention when you're taking it apart, or a closered end. Depends on which spring you use. I'm not, again, sure if that's the original spring. Look at that serial number. Holy cow, that's a long one. Can you read it? Can you read it? Good, because I don't care if you can see the serial number. That's an argument I had before. Putting it back together, slide it back in. Take your guide rod and your spring, put it in. You want to make sure that when it is in that circle, there's a flat edge that's actually even with the bottom of the dropping block. Otherwise, it won't go back together right. So you can see it fits in there perfectly now. Once you do that, you take your gun, take your slide, mate them back up. Make sure that you have it in there right. Make sure that the guide rod isn't upside down, which I think this one is because I'm an idiot. Beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, boop, boop, boop. There you go. Now when it's straight, even, and flat. Don't listen to what I say, listen to what I do. But once you have it back together, you'll see it goes back together very easy. Bring it all the way back, lock it back into position. What I like about this one is you don't have to swing up the link. So you just put it right back in there and straight across. That's another difference. There's no spring bar in there. Major difference from the 1911. Probably just to help you avoid the idiot mark. Back in action. What do I think of the Browning High Power? It's actually a very nice gun. I have nothing bad to say about it besides the magazine disconnect, which again is a love it or hate it feature that I hate, but overall, I've fired this gun. I think this gun is incredibly accurate. I think it's a wonderful shooting 9mm. It's a departure from a lot of 9mm that you can get today in that it has a full metal frame. The Beretta, the 1911, and this guy and the CZ are about it. In terms of the cheaper guns under the $500 range, you're looking at plastic, and I don't like plastic. Should you like to get one of these, you should probably contact Liberty Arms. This one is not for sale. Again, this is Daniel's personal baby, and if anybody buys it from him, it's going to be me because, you know, he's my best friend. And just let them know, hey, look, I'm looking for one because we had a chromed one come in the store, a real one. And we've had other ones walk in and out too. So get a hold of us, Liberty Arms, Harrisonburg, Virginia. Tell them I sent you, that you're looking for a Browning or whatever gun you're looking for, and they will try to hook you up. Pandemic things going away. So a little bit of production has come back. There are more guns available. However, some of the like funky ones and the weird ones are still on back order. So let us know what you think. Let me know if you have one. Let me know how well yours shoots. And yeah, just come back. Follow me for more. Trying to get to 10,000 subs before March. Trying to get to 10,000 followers on TikTok. So go over there and follow me over there. And we'll just keep doing more stuff. So this is Joe. This is Jiminy Show. Sorry I'm out of breath because I'm a little bit underfed today. And as always, I'll talk to you later.